Production technique, you guys, and I mean, I'll go through what they talk about, which I do agree with them, and that's exactly what I use. I have trickery, basically. I have one main trickery in reality that I use all the time. That is something I learned from George Lucas, actually, when he was working with my dad. And I think I talked to you guys already quite a bit about that one, but I still want to go back to that. Let's go back to what they're talking about first, okay? Now, basically, you need to balance your production technique. Just like you balance your art, so you have not only on the CPU or the RAMs, but you balance both cycles, okay? And not maximize just the RAM and not in the CPU, or just the CPU and not the RAMs. Bring everything up so it's not a fat pigeon, all right? Same thing with production, okay? You can do lots of things, okay? From slavery, okay? Well, hey, let's face it, okay? If your localization is in, you know, South Korea or India, trust me, it's not very far from that, okay, you guys, okay? To super honey, okay, giving stock auction to your people that works for you, employees and so forth, so they feel they're part of the team, they're part of the actual money investment of the company, so they will work harder to ensure that their money fructify, get bigger, okay, because now they own it, okay. Now both have pitfalls. Before I get into the detailed stuff, both have pitfalls. If you are too nice with people, they'll take advantage of you. Okay, it's that simple. Okay, if you are too tough with them, they'll never fight for you. They won't give their arm for you. Okay, you have to find the proper balance between tough and nice. Okay, I mean, I'm not gonna make a political image out of it. Okay. I don't want to get politically inclined in this class at all. It's nothing to do with that. But I think that's the best image we can get. All right. There's two types of politicians for me. All right. And my family is from politics originally, so forget it. I know that very well. There is people that are what I call velvet glove with an iron fist inside it. Okay. And you have people that are a metal glove with the velvet fist inside it, okay? For me, in business, in production technique, you need to be the velvet glove with an iron fist, okay? You need to be super nice, but inside you're the toughest around. You know what I'm saying? So you control the situation and you keep your goal straight. You're gonna end up where you want to go, all right? People that are iron glove and velvet fist, okay, scream a lot, bark a lot, but never ends up where they want. All right, and I won't go into details for presidents, all right, but I think we have pretty good example with Clinton and Bush. All right, Clinton looked very easy, but try to change that vibe, what he thinks inside and where he wants to go. Better wake up early in the morning. All right, because he doesn't care in reality. He has his goal and he goes straight ahead to it. Okay, and he's all nice with you because he wants to gain that goal. All right, but inside he's very strong. I like better that in production. I think that gets deeper and it gets a stronger, better production. Okay, your strength should be based obviously on the check you give every month. That is a very good strength. Okay. But again, that shouldn't be used as the ultimate strength. Alright? Just trust me on that. Dealt with that before. At UAT, for example. Okay? That should be a strength. That should be used. But that should not be the ultimate one. There should be a respect, a mutual respect between your employees and you in reality. In a way where those guys respect you for what you know and who you are, all right? Because you're a guy that is fun to work with, a nice guy to hang with, but a really hard worker. that takes his job seriously. All right? You don't take yourself seriously, you take your job seriously. That's my best advice in production technique. All right? Don't take yourself too seriously. You know, everybody is the same. You know, like I say all the time, we all go to the restroom and put our pants 2 feet in like that. All right? The respect has to come from what you know and what you're able to do. All right? That's, I think for me, that's very important. All right? Because people will work increasing schedule time for you. They will increase the amount of resources they can get for you. All right? They will increase their quality of work and speed up their work just to please you, because they like you and they like that. You know the stuff. He's the man. You know what I'm saying? He's a nice guy. He respects me. You know what I'm saying? It's very important to respect your employees. You know what I'm saying? And show them that you're straightforward. You know what I'm saying? That you understand what's going on, and then if something going on, you put the blame, you put the problem on the proper places. You know what I'm saying? You don't say, hey, that's your fault, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? If it's not his fault, that's not his fault. You need to figure those things out well. All right? So those people will go to war for you, basically. You know what I'm saying? If not, they won't. And you'll never know what's going on exactly. You kind of play numb after that, because they get scared. All right? And again, not the other way either, because after that they step on you everywhere, all over, and there's no lead anymore after that. So you need to, nap it right away also, okay? But you're gonna be nice and easy, not too hardcore with them, okay? Now, okay, so you need to get the job done. The cycles getting slow, for example, because that's what it's all about right here, all right, basically. You're not hitting your milestone, your deadline for your cycles in time. So you're having maybe your publisher breathing down your neck, the money people maybe down your neck, or maybe just yourself because it's your cash and business, and you're like, gotta do it, make it happen, because if the cycle is too long, video game time shelves is very limited in reality. If you miss that shot, your game might not sell. Remember the example I gave you with Shredded Nebula? That's what happened to him. Microsoft keep pushing him up and pushing him up for 3, 4, 6 months. There was other game out as good as him for free almost, same style at that point. He missed the door basically. So you want to be very careful. That's why they would increase stuff. Okay. Usually it goes in 2 ways. It's very simple. It's or increase or cutting out. Doesn't get deeper than that. Okay. I'll go through the thing, and we'll talk about pros and against for that, and cons against it. Increasing schedule time. All right, first of all, it costs money. All right. Number 2, there is a threshold of increased time where it's counterproductive. Why? What do you think? At one point, it gets counterproductive to increase the time, the scheduled time you work.
Because you're just trying to make a bad game better?
No, think about the people working.
You ask what they're doing, like the team in Duke Nukem Forever, 3 realms, when they first had it?
Well, no, think about it. You're working on a game. You're working 8 hours a day, okay, which is regular time, okay? And then suddenly they increase the schedule time, okay? How much you work, basically, okay? Increase to 10 a day. That works. 10 hours, you get tired, but that works. Increase to 12 a day. And it's a lot of work. You don't see your family anymore. You get very tired. You know what I'm saying? So what does it do? It makes you edgy. You don't work as well because you get tired. Your work is not as good. It might take longer for you to do the work too. All right? So at one point you want to be very careful because people get very tired and then it's counterproductive. So you want to find the threshold of that one. Okay? That's the 2 reasons, price, and for me, people get tired. You have to face it, We're all humans, okay? That's number 1. Yeah, you don't. If you put any extra time, you're gonna have to pay extra money. And extra money usually is outside hours, so it's more. All right, than regular time, and so you can't fiddle with stuff. It's not there to just play around. It's there to really worth the money. All right, you want to get your money out of that. You know, we get to work out of it. Increase resources. Yes, you want to be careful because obviously if you increase the resource, you're going to have to increase schedule time most of the time. Not always. Okay. Yeah, if you increase, same thing. We talked about that before, you guys. If you increase the resources, you're going to have to basically put everybody up to par. And that costs money to train everybody to get in time. Okay, to get up to par of the game. That's really hard. On a short period, that's really hard. On a long period, it's not a big deal. But when you do a production technique like that, usually it's for a short-term boost. Okay, so you want to be careful with that. Very careful. Usually what I do is that I hire people that are friends of the people that are already working with me. Because usually they're already talking about the project and stuff like that. And because they're friends, it's really easy for them to fill them in. Alright? You just work the buddy-buddy system. Alright? If not, then you're in training after training, and it's just a pain. Yeah, do you have a question?
Yeah, what about contractors?
Yes, that's where you would actually subcontract. That, for me, really good point, Doug. I really like that. I would totally agree. And that's, for me, one of the best ones. Alright? It's subcontract right away. Okay? Because by subcontracting it, you are deflecting all the mechanism, all right, and all the headaches to someone else. You just pay. That's it. You say, you know what? All the headaches, I'm going to pay for it right now. All right? So it costs a bit more money, but you pay for it. All right? So you don't have to deal with it. So no training, no BS. The only thing, it increases the lead work. Because those leads are going to have to do more communication project. All right? Basically, if you increase schedule time, you give more work to the team workers itself. If you increase resources, you give more work to the managing teams. All right? All right, so again, it's a matter of increasing a little bit, for me, the schedule time. At the same time, maybe increasing resource a little bit, maybe subcontracting people, maybe hiring people that can tell you how to do stuff. Instead of your team looking for how to do it by themselves, maybe hire a ringer, you know, that comes in and say, you know what, that needs to be done that way, and I'm going to show you today how to do it right now, right there. Okay? He's taking over in that case, okay? That works too. All right? The problem with too many resource increase, you guys, it's that it becomes really hard in communication and project management. Because you have to redo all your project management setup. Because you have certainly another layers of production, basically. So be very careful with that. Now, those are the increase. Okay, the thing is that to increase in schedule time and increase in resources, you need to have the cash. Which means that the bean counter that you have in your team that did the money need to have thought about that at the beginning in pre-production. So as a producer, you need to have thought about that, telling you to your money guy. If you hasn't thought about it, he's not a good money guy, first of all. Okay? Or to your publishing company. Remember we talked about publishing company? All right, you guys, we talked about how much could they bring on top of it. You know, and you need to talk to them at the beginning. Say, okay, how much on the reserve you have if we need to step up, you can have. If it's them that bring the money. If it's your money, you need to have a pocket of money for that. If not, you won't be able to do it, and that's it. All right? If not, then you're going to have to go find new money people. It's always so much fun to go fetch money, you know. Trust me, it's not fun. All right? Because you got to, when you go fetch money like that on the fly, you have to give a lot. You have to give up a lot to those people to get what you want. Because they know that you need it right there, right now. So because of that, you know, you're in the middle of the production, they can ask more. So be very careful. That's the increase. Now you can, when I talk the other side, the decrease of it. Okay? Now the decrease is cutting out features. For example, that's where I disagree a little bit with the book. With that. Yes, cutting out features is not a bad idea. I think cutting out too much features, is a very bad idea because it basically light up your game and blend it up, make it very bland. All right, there's no specification of your own game after that anymore. All right, it becomes the same rule than everybody else, pretty much. Okay, so for me that's very dangerous. Okay, I'd rather reduce quality. I'm going to tell you why. And I'm probably the only one, and that's actually George Lucas like that. He'd rather reduce quality. Okay, but check it out. The way it works is like that. Just a second, right in the cutting in. Yeah, see, the quality doesn't suffer enough, right? And for me, that's very dangerous because what you're gonna cut at first, what you're gonna have to cut at first, is not the big features, it's small features. And those small features is what makes the life, of that game and how it is different than the other games that are similar. All right. So you gotta be very careful with that. Okay. Now, for me, I'm not against reducing quality. I'm gonna tell you why. It depends on the game niche. Okay, you want to look at who is that game made for. First of all, if it's for hardcore gamers like you and me, no, you can't cut quality. This is something you cannot do. You cannot reduce quality. That's very rare that it's made for gamers like you and me. Very, very rare. Okay. Now you look at your client and you say, hey, my client has just, for example, regular gamers. They play. They're not 24/7 gamers like us playing 2 or 3 hours a day, for the last 20 years. They play once a week with, like that, couple hours. They've been playing for a couple of years and so forth. Do you think, let me ask you something, do you think their view of the game artistically is as good as us everyday players? Do you think they see all the little artistic details we see? No, at all. They don't see it. Actually, it probably bother them visually. I'm not kidding you, because they're not at that level yet, and it's too complex for them at that point for that type of game. All right. So they have an idea how it should be. I know that's very simple. I have a friend of mine that was working with Luca, with my dad, and George Lucas. He was in LA. In San Francisco, LM, and I can't remember what scene it was for one of his Star Wars movie. And the guy comes and he's working on it, and Luca comes in. He says, hey, so you're done? He's like, no, but not very far, a couple of weeks and so forth. And Luca, can I look at it? And he's like, yeah, sure, right there. And he's looking at it like, oh, that looks good, man. You're done. It's in the box. He's like, what? No, I can push that more. He's like, no, you don't need to. You gotta understand, sir. The people we're gonna show that to are gonna pay to go see that, won't see that. Their level is not there. You're a pro, you're a ringer, you will see those things because you live for that. That's why I hired you. Alright? Those people won't see it. It's a waste of our time. Alright? It's going 100% when we need to go to 75% only. Those 25% are not seen. Why do them? Why make them? It's a waste of cash. Alright? The great movie makers have understood that long time ago, and the great gamers have understood that long time ago also. Alright? I'd rather have more bugs and not as good of art, but have all the features that I want in the gameplay. Okay, and the proof of that is that cowboy game, Red Dead Redemption. Okay, there's a lot of errors in the game art-wise. There's tons of errors and bugs. You could not believe it. They actually had a website dedicated just to find bugs for the fun of it. All right, for that game. Okay, did they do bad? They did awesome. They did fantastic. Why? Because the gameplay and all the features in the game are really good and very well done. They didn't compromise on that. They'd rather compromise on the bugs and the art, but not on the features. And I agree with them big time. I think that's very, very important. All right? Because a game is good only if the gameplay is good and fun to play. You know what I'm saying? The game is not good because the coding is good. The game is not good because the art is good. The game is good because the gameplay is good. That's the features. Alright? If you cut the features, you cut the gameplay. For me, that's a no-no. That's something I would not do. Alright? I know in the book that's what he says and so forth. You know, everybody has different variants on that. I don't cut features. I cut quality and bugs and stuff like that. I don't take them out. Unless it's a huge bug, obviously, that stop from playing the game completely. Alright? But I don't cut the features because, hey, you know what? People in Las Vegas are addicted to gambling, blackjack, not because of the back of the cards. Alright? Or where they play in the casinos. I'm sorry. They go play in dives, man. Alright? But if they win, if the odds are better, they'll play there. You know? They're addicted to what? The gameplay of the game. You know? They're addicted to the gameplay. That's why they play blackjack and not roulette. It's the gameplay that flipped them out in reality. You know, without a good gameplay, you have no game whatsoever. And you go on the net. The proof is the net. Look at how many stick figure games that there's on the net that are killer to play. All right, the stick figures. The art is nothing. You know, look at me break Angry Birds. You can't tell me that Angry Birds artistically is great. All right, and it doesn't require as much coding. Alright? What's great about Angry Birds is the gameplay. The gameplay is fun to play. It could be black and white with bad graphics, it will still be fun to play. I can assure you. Alright? It doesn't matter at all. That's why I don't cut features easy. I'm really tough for that. That's something you won't see me cut features really easily. I'd rather add features actually. You know, than cut them out sometimes. But I will reduce the quality, which is very rare for an artist. I would lower down my quality of art just to pass, you know, in proper times, basically. Let's see. It's pretty much that for that, Mr.